So when Green Bay drafted Jordan Love, they knew they were not going to get results. They knew he was going to sit for years and years. But their choice made sense to them because Aaron was getting older, prickly, some drama, not always the easiest guy to coach. So you didn't have to like the results until the last 7 weeks, but the choice was reasonable. And I was thinking about Jordan Love and the choices. So when Tom Brady left, he was a free agent in New England. There were a lot of choices he could have made. But what did he choose? He chose an offensive line that was 7th in the NFL. They needed a right tackle. They draft one. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Cameron Brate, I think O.J. Howard, offensive coach. So Brady looked at what his current situation didn't have and frustrated him. He wanted an offensive coach, better weapons, guys that could separate. So he made really good choices. Now, we didn't love the results for the first 12 weeks. They were 7-5. It's a really smart thinking. Then there was Matt Stafford. He had a no-trade clause. He could have vetoed anywhere. And he looked at the Rams and went, I'm older. They got a great left tackle, Andrew Whitworth, super smart head coach, star receiver, Cooper Kupp, and a good defense. I don't have to win by a shootout every week. And also, the Rams O-line was 3rd the year before he got there. So if you look at the results, that's all we pay attention to Brady and Stafford, the results. But even if Stafford and Brady don't win a Super Bowl, their choices were really smart. Older quarterbacks, elite O-lines, right? Weapons, offensive coaches. Stafford wanted to stay in the weaker conference. Brady wanted to go to the weaker conference, the NFC. Brady wanted to go to a weaker division. His only rival was old Drew Brees. You could tell Tom was very thoughtful about it. You could tell Stafford, I don't want to go face Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. I want to stay in the NFC. All right. And then there's Aaron Rodgers. He had a smart offensive coach. He had a very good offensive line. It was ranked 3rd. He had a star running back, and they just drafted Romeo Doubs and Christian Watson, really, really talented young receivers. And Aaron went, no, I want to go to a defensive coach with a losing record to the 31st ranked offensive line. Packers were 3rd. I know, it doesn't sound right. Shaky, impulsive O-line, shaky, impulsive owner, defensive coach, 1-star wide receiver in a much tougher division, a much tougher conference where I'm an old quarterback and there's like 7 new great young ones in their prime. Forget about his vaccine and political opinions. Aaron's football IQ isn't very high. Stafford, even Russell Wilson, chose, Hackett from Pete Carroll, defensive coach. Hackett's an offensive coach. Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, Bowles, the left tackle, a good starring young running back, tight end they liked, and some nice defensive players. Now, the result for Russell wasn't good. It was good for Stafford and Brady, but the decisions Russell made were based on a young offensive coach who had Aaron Rodgers, left tackle, running back, couple receivers, all make Jerry Jeudy better. It just didn't pan out. That's why I always say, be careful about just judging results. Are the choices your financial advisor makes, your attorney makes, your family, your wife, your husband, are the choices good? Results vary. Who the hell knew we were going to have a pandemic? Stock market crashes. Things change. But when I look at Aaron Rodgers, was it delusion or just narcissism and hubris? Because he didn't have a no-trade clause, but he could threaten retirement. So he said with the Jets, yeah, I like that. You think Brady would have chosen the Jets? He wanted out of the AFC. You think Stafford would have chosen that offensive line? He wanted Andrew Whitworth and McVay. So when you judge these quarterbacks, it's not just that Aaron's results this year were horrible. His choice was. You're going to go and face Josh Allen twice a year? Okay. So, I mean, it's really fascinating as I watched Jordan Love. I think Aaron wanted this to sting a little bit for Green Bay. You just a little bit. See your ex struggle. They're in a significantly better position today. Now, he didn't know they were going to go draft 2 tight ends, one of them Musgrave, excellent, or go get Reed, the wide receiver from Michigan State. He didn't know they were going to hit on tight ends and another wide receiver. You can't predict that, but it is remarkable, right? When you look at the choices, Russell made the right choice. It didn't work out. Brady, Stafford, the things that mattered to them, they were the right choices. Aaron made like 8 wrong choices. And it's why I said earlier this year, I don't think he'll ever be relevant again. Maybe in the NFC South, which Brady chose, not in the AFC. All right, so I saw Mel Kiper made this comment. Mel's a draft guy. He said the Bears could get a first-round pick from Atlanta for Justin Fields. You could get the 8th pick overall, said Mel Kiper. I would not do that. I would not do that if I'm Atlanta. Justin Fields was the 11th pick. And based on his uneven, spotty career, 82 passer rating, 10 wins, 28 losses, you think he's more valuable? And whoever gets him has less contract control than the Bears did. Whoever trades for him has to pick up his 5th-year option in May. Meaning, you got to sign him to an extension, and you've never seen him play for your squad. This is crazy. I love Mel, but he's a draft guy. Aaron Rodgers was a 4-time MVP and hoisted a Super Bowl trophy. He got traded for a conditional first-round pick and a second. Baker Mayfield, career 500. He won a playoff game over in that circus in Cleveland. He got a conditional 5th-round pick. To this point, Justin Fields' career is like Desmond Ridder. They have the same passer rating. In fact, Desmond Ridder's won more games. So if you could get a 2nd-round pick, forget a first, that's not happening. If you could get a 2nd for Justin Fields, if you're Chicago, you call a team and Atlanta says, we'll take a 2nd. You literally simultaneously keep them on the phone and call the league office to get approval for the trade. You don't hang up the phone. You get your attorneys right there to write up the contract, small talk, how the wife and kids. Okay, we'll agree to it. You don't hang up the phone. I do think Justin Fields has a market, but, that last game against Green Bay, when he's on the field with Jordan Love, that gap wasn't a small one. We saw Jordan Love in 8 weeks improve dramatically. I got 3 years. I've seen incremental nudges toward positive things for Justin Fields. And I'm not anti-Justin Fields. And I think he does have value. I think he could garner a 2nd to a 3rd-round pick. But you better accept that 2nd-round pick because it may be a 3rd. It's like NFTs. Remember when NFTs came out? Like, I always understood cryptocurrency. Not for me. Unregulated money. No thank you. No centralized bank is really willing to put their arms around it. Not going to be my investment. But like NFTs, as like 98% are worthless. Like, you keep telling me it's something, and I don't see something. And the opinions on Justin Fields are wild. You keep telling me what he is, and I'm like, yeah, I don't see it. He's not very accurate, and he's kind of erratic, and he doesn't win. He's not very good late. His 4th quarter is his worst quarter. Gets worse every quarter. Doesn't play particularly well in cold weather, warm weather, in a dome. I mean, I'm not anti, but for somebody to suggest that the Falcons should trade the 8th pick for Justin Fields, that's NFT territory. That's like, you got to give me something. Because right now, he's a more athletic Desmond Ridder. Like the numbers. That's what the numbers tell you. Well, Desmond Ridder does he have a receiver as good as DJ Moore? I don't know. Well, he's got a tight end. I don't know. Cole Kmet's pretty good. Well, his coach got fired. I mean, Desmond Ridder, I think Justin Fields is better. I'm not disputing that. But it's really interesting to watch people dig their feet in. If you can get a 2nd-round pick on Justin, you take it. You do not hang up the phone. You do not hang it up. And in a new environment, Justin, I think Atlanta's interesting. I think it's very interesting. But for somebody in the league to say worth the 8th overall pick, he was the 11th. And now you have no contract control over him. The minute you bring him in, by May, you got to sign him. He never played for your team. Just a thought.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.